Okay, it's going to be kind of tough holding the phone in one hand, running the trains on the other hand, but I'll be starting and stopping, not continuous video, and I'll try to speak loud. So I've got the upper loop running around just with the coal mine train. It'll come around the corner here in a second, and it's just going to run continuously while I do this. It's a battery powered little Plymouth engine, just for visual effect. I'll wait till it gets underneath the coal loader here. Pretty close clearance, but it makes it. I'm going to have to run my Alco this morning. NW2 still doesn't have handrails. Hope to rectify that in the next month or two. And my GP9 is getting battery and sound installed. So this is my go-to option at the moment. So right now I'm going to pull up, back onto the caboose, and then we'll head out to switch the industries. Sorry about the shade. We're heading out onto the main line. Headlight didn't work when I took the shell off to repaint it. Messed up the wiring. Oh, I may fix that eventually, but the backlight works, but I messed up the headlight. So after we clear the switch, we'll have to stop for a second, let the brakeman throw the turnout. And there goes the mine tram. We ran on ahead. We'll get him coming out of the tunnel. I'm going past Bartram Pulpwood. Looks like they got a full car. We'll have to switch out later. I'm going to cross the trestle and go underneath the tipple for Scott Coal. I think we've got 3 cars we'll pick up this afternoon. We're past the old goldfish pond. It's actually a logging pond. And we're coming around. Oh, I've just been letting the train loop around a little bit. This is one of my favorite views on the railroad. You can see the lower loop's going to go through the tunnel, and then the upper loop's coming around up the top. Sometimes I'll just stand here and watch the trains go around. Okay, down to business. We're going to switch out the lumber company, Truitt Lumber. We're going to put the empty wood chip hopper and the empty bulkhead flat in place of those 2 cars. It's a little bit more complicated than it used to. You can see there used to be a little yard here. One of the tracks has sort of been abandoned down the gravel. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the caboose here, and then we're going to switch out all the cars. We'll run around the train, pick up the caboose, tack it on the back, and then we'll head back the opposite way, back to the yard, and we'll switch the pulpwood on the way back, because that way it'll be a trailing point switch. And so there's no way I can do all this and film at the same time, so I'll just hit the highlights for you. Alright, we dropped the caboose off. Now we're going to pull off up past the switch, then we're going to back in and do the switching of the cars. I had to climb up in the layout. Sometimes these don't couple because they're on a curve. Still young enough I can do it, but 15 years from now, not too sure about it. So we're pulling the loads, we'll spot them on the passing track, and we'll back in the empties. Okay, we pulled the loads. Now we need to pull back up, back in the empties. This is my uncoupling stick there. I dropped it. I will have to climb up in the layout again here to uncouple these in the right place. We'll put the flat car down by the loading platform, and then we'll have to pull up. Well, we have the empty car spotted. Now we have to go back and pick up the caboose, and we'll use the main to run around and tack it onto the back of the gondola. And we want the gondola on the back of the train because that's going to be in the right spot for when we switch the pulpwood on the way back. I said, sorry, shaky camera. Trying to multitask here. So we'll see if I can keep it focused on the train as we come around. Probably not. But I'll keep it running so you have an idea what I'm doing. Alright. Comes the engine. I'll tie it back onto the caboose. We'll slow down a little bit. We're in for a rough ride. There we go. Alright. So we'll go back around, tack him on the back. Okay, here I come back. You see her little sickening snap. That's the disadvantage of having to climb up in there. Lost my balance a little bit and snapped that off. I think I can glue it. Alright, uncouple and go back to the other end of the train. Alright, coupled up, air test is done. Ready to head back to switch the pulpwood car out. I said we'll switch the coal cars this afternoon after the crew eats lunch. All Here's the pulpwood distributor. We're going to pull to a stop here and switch him out. We've coupled onto the car and we're going to pull it out. Alright, we're shoving him back in. Now, if you can see, if this is an old Wabash car that the NW just painted and stenciled over new stencils. Now you can see the empty gondola down there where I just switched it out. Train should be coming around the corner here in just a second. You just let it run a few laps. I'm going to let it run, go and get something to drink, and I'll come back and I'll pull it into the yard, yard these cars, and then we'll go switch the coal mine. I had to do a little bit of a maintenance way right there where the caboose is passing. Some of these plants can get kind of woody, and if you don't keep them trimmed back, they'll actually derail the train. It's hard to believe as big as these cars are, but yeah, they'll grab them and derail. So I had to trim that back real quick. Alright, we've been running a bunch of laps, so we're gonna come back to the yard and we'll yard these cars. They'll be picked up later tonight by the local way freight out of Williamson. So we're going to come down the main, we'll cut the engine off, run around the train, and then we'll pull the cars back out and put them into the yard track. Well, that'll wrap it up for today. I'll run a coal train tomorrow. I'm not going to run a whole video on that, but I'll at least throw some pictures up, let everyone see it. So everybody have a good evening.